Really have to improve that. All right. Let's get into the power rankings now for the quarterbacks. The Big Sills. Top 10 QB rankings. Going into week 10, here they are. Making a return to the top 10, the Buccaneers, Tom Brady. Brady's been out of my top 10 for a couple weeks, but he's back in it at number 10. Number 9, the greatness of Jimmy Garoppolo. Love me some Jimmy G, baby. He's number 9. Number 8, the man who beat out Jalen Hurts at Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa. Number 8. Number 7, Big Sills rankings going into week 10 of the NFL for the quarterbacks. The greatness of Geno Smith. 6-3 Seahawks. Unbelievable. Geno Bag of Donuts Smith. Unbelievable. Number 6. One of the best talents in the sport. Justin Herbert. Los Angeles Chargers. Now we're getting to the top 5. Big Sills. Quarterbacks. And the rankings. At 5, Kirk Cousins and the 7-1 Vikings. Number 4, Jalen Hurts, Eagles. Number 3, Lamar Jackson. Action Jackson. That's what I'm going to start calling this guy. Lamar Action Jackson. Number 3. Number 2, Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills. And number 1, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. Joe Burrow almost made it, but Joe Mixon had a big week last week. Okay? So here we go. Brady at 10. Jimmy G at 9. Tua at 8. Geno at 7. Justin Herbert at 6. Kirk Cousins at 5. Jalen Hurts at 4. Lamar Jackson at 3. Josh Allen, 2. By the way, this is for the entire year. As we're leading up, putting it all in there, you know. Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Mixon had 4 TDs, man. I almost put Joe Burrow there at 10. I did. Almost put him at 10. I want to buy Sills a Jimmy G jersey. Jimmy G, man. What, you mean that huge winner? Joe Burrow over Tom. Feel sorry for my divorce, Brady. Hey, man. I don't think Brady's saying that, dude. I don't think he's doing that. Allen is going to be out of the league in 5 years. You may be right. Sales, will Davis be better than a guy like Gilbert Brown? Yeah, I think Gilbert's a good football player in Green Bay. I like Gilbert Brown. Gilbert was good. Hey, you know what we're hoping for with Jordan Davis? You're hoping Jordan Davis is like Vince Wilfork. He's not going to be a pass rushing guy. I'm convinced of that now. He's not going to be a pass rusher. He's just not. Okay? But he's going to affect the passing game because you're going to keep teams in 3rd and long. Dude, Jordan Davis, you're going to feel his loss here in the next 3 weeks, I think. I'm not saying you're going to lose, but by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm saying you're going to feel it. I remember you saying Jalen would never be a top 5 quarterback. You're damn right. And by the way, Jalen goes anywhere up from 1 to 3 to 5. I don't think Jalen Hurts has been out of the top 5. As a matter of fact, I think Jalen has been no lower than 4 on my list at any time. I've had him as high as 2. Okay? It's gone up and down. I think Watson plays next week. Not yet. I agree. Josh Allen's taking way too many shots. TV, I agree. You got to stop that shit, or he's going to be Andrew Luck in a year or 2. Dude, they got to do something for that guy, man. We're wearing his ass out. Will he be better? Corey Simon was a hell of a football player, man, even though he's a Knoll. Hey, Eagles fan, even though he's a Knoll, he's a good football player. Corey was really a good player. Dan, would it be easier to play Nakobe Dean if the Eagles clinch the playoffs? Dude, I don't know why they can't get him on the field. He was number 1 last week, Otto? Yeah, probably. Okay. Davis becoming like a Wilfork is a fail. At 13, maybe. Okay, but if he affects your run game and you're stopping people and your edge rushers are getting home, how's that a failure? Vince Wilfork won 3 Super Bowls. Now, he played with Brady. I get it. But I think there's a what was Vince Wilfork drafted? I know Vince was a first rounder. Vince Wilfork.
According to Wikipedia,
I think Vince went into, if I'm not mistaken, I think Vince was a first round pick. He was the 21st player taken. And how about this? So if he ends his career with this, okay? If he ends his career with this, 2 Super Bowls, a first-team All-Pro, 3 second-team All-Pros, 5-time Pro Bowler, and he ends up with 16 sacks, and he has I think, if I'm not mistaken, he played from 2004 to 2016. I don't know, man. That's a Hall of Fame career. That's a Hall of Fame career that Vince Wilfork has put together. I don't think he has enough I don't know, man. Pro Bowls seem to be high. He doesn't have a lot of first-team All-Pros, though. William Perry? No way. William Perry was good, but he was more of a novelty guy. He wasn't all that hot. I didn't think he was better in college. He was better in college. Wilfork and Davis have different intangibles to a degree. You can do away with a player like Davis than you could with Vince. I don't know, man. Jordan Davis is a hell of a run stopper. He's a hell of a run stopper. Seals, the Bills need a draft a running back in 2023. They need a running back in a hurry. Okay? I wanted Davis to get coached by Sapp. Eagle fan, here's the one thing, though, about a guy like Jordan Davis. He had 9 sacks in 43 games at Georgia. Did you really think he was going to come in here and be a 10-sack guy? He's not Ndamukong Suh. Ndamukong Suh was a force at Nebraska. He was not that at Georgia. He was never that. His production has never fulfilled his intangibles or his ability. He's never lived up to it. Look at the amount of tackles that he's had in a respected year at Georgia. He didn't have high production numbers. That kid they got down there now, that kid's going to top 5. I think his name is Walker. They got a kid down there now playing defensive tackle. That kid can play. They got a kid down there at Georgia, man. He annihilated Tennessee. That kid's going to go high. And he's got a motor and he's a pass rusher. Okay? He's a pass rusher, man. But when you drafted Jordan Davis and you looked at it, here's a rule that Jimmy Johnson always had. When he drafted people, he always looked to see if they were productive and had production in college. He didn't draft guys because they were really great athletes. He drafted them if you were productive. That's why he found guys like Jason Taylor or Zach Thomas or Tony Tolbert and found some of these guys that nobody was really looking at. He always looked for production. He says the guy's not productive in college. How's he going to be productive in the pros? He liked guys basically that were always around the ball. Jordan Davis wasn't that guy at Georgia. So when Howie drafted him, Howie was more enamored with him on what he saw at Indianapolis when he ran that 4.78 at 348 pounds. Dude, and I'm not telling you that's not impressive because that was impressive. I even said it. I've never seen a guy that big move like that, especially from the defensive tackle position. That's rare, man. Guys don't move like that. But everybody in Philly was under the assumption he was going to be like Ndamukong Suh. Man, Suh wrecked teams at Nebraska. Ndamukong Suh might actually be the best defensive tackle that they've ever had at that program. All the great players that they've had at that program, Neil Smith, all them guys, he's better. Suh's probably the greatest D lineman Nebraska's ever produced. That says a lot because they put a ton of guys in the league. But he was productive, man. He single-handedly almost killed Texas. I mean, he's not playing. I know. I don't know why he's not playing. I'd like to see the Eagles sign him. Hurts 2022 NFL MVP. He'll never win it. When I turn on all the talk shows, I don't hear him talking about Jalen. I hear him talking about Mahomes and Allen. Burrow, Herbert, all them guys. I don't hear him talking about Jalen. I hear him saying this. Jalen's really improved. You don't give an MVP a guy who's really improved conversations. He's going to have to go undefeated, he'll have to go undefeated to win the MVP. Maniac, serious question. Saints crap the bed. By the way, that's a good one here, Maniac. It's the 6th pick right now. The Eagles have the 6th pick in April's draft. 6th and the 22nd. Serious question. Saints crap the bed. We take Mims or Quentin Johnson and trade Smitty to save salary. I'm not trading Devonta. He's on a rookie contract. He makes $975 right now. He makes less money than Zach Pascal. I'm not getting rid of Devonta Smith. Devonta is going to be my bridge when I have to move off of A.J. Brown. I saw somebody go, well, A.J. signed for 4 more years. No, he ain't. No, you think that contract's guaranteed? Okay. I don't think you guys understand. This ain't the NBA. Well, he signed to a 4-year contract. In the NFL, those contracts are 4 minutes. Well, he signed 4 years. No, he's not. He got a signing bonus, and if he don't, and they have to move, they will. And you don't get that money. The only thing you're guaranteed is your signing bonus. That's it. You're not guaranteed the 4 years. They can cut you any way they want. And now with the new CBA, they can defer the payments against the cap. And they don't have to take those crazy cap hits like the Rams took with Clay Matthews Jr. or Todd Gurley. That's why that new collective bargaining agreement is team-friendly, not player-friendly. When they sign that deal, the players hurt themselves with that deal. Because now teams could go, I don't care, I can eat. You're not going to have to eat Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz contracts any longer. You're going to be able to defer the money out over 20 years. Teams are going to be able to spend a ton of money. Allen is hurt. That's what they're saying. He went in for an MRI on his, I think, the UCL. For some reason, I was thinking his contract ended. The sports books have Jalen as the current favorite for MVP. Really? Okay. That's because all the talk shows are talking about him. It's hilarious that you have a beloved Sills, should the Eagles pick up Abram from Oakland? No. GT, they need depth at tight end. Another safety. That's where I'd look. Okay? That's where I'd look. It's somewhere in there. Okay? You need that because elite players are making huge amounts. I agree. Yeah, and when you sign a guy to some of those big signing bonuses, it used to handle the teams and keep them in a – look at the Cowboys. By the way, it wouldn't shock me if this is a Jerry Jones baby that he put into this collective bargaining agreement. Because you know why? Jerry likes to spend money. And if Jerry had that in right now on deferring the money on Amari when they signed that deal, I guarantee you Amari Cooper would still be on the Cowboys. But because his contract was signed before that, he doesn't get that latitude of deferring the money out. That's why Jerry gave him away for a 6th rounder. Now, all deals signed now, if you sign a guy to a big signing bonus, say, okay, you sign a guy to a gigantic signing bonus, you're not killed with that like you were, like the Atlanta's paying $38 million on Matt Ryan. Or check it out. Let's do the Eagles. The Eagles still have $5 million, $5.5 million of Alshon Jeffrey's money on their books. You know what they could have did with that? They could have spread that out over 10 years and had $1 million hitting against their cap instead of 5.5 this year. That stops you from making some other moves. Maybe they were looking at getting Christian McCaffrey. Seals, would Lane Johnson pick up a platter of Eagles need a safety big time. Only MVP I want to see Hurts win is the Super Boneyard. That is the only one that matters, really. That regular season shit, it's wonderful. It's great. It builds to a resume. But you are dead right. The only Super Bowl that matters, MVP, that matters the most. It's the most prestigious award you can have, I think, in the NFL, is Super Bowl MVP. Regular season MVP, it's great. It is. Super Bowl MVP, special. You were a factor in the biggest game of the year, and you were the reason they won. Foles will always be able to put something up that nobody has, including Dan Marino. Hey, Dan, I know you were better than me, but I was better than you in the biggest moment. Can you imagine that kind of in your face? Dan Marino will go, I'm a better player than you. Yeah, true. But I was a better player than you in the moment. What do you want? You're right, Dan. I'm not a Hall of Famer, but I'm a Super Bowl MVP. What would you rather have? A Hall of Fame ring or a Super Bowl MVP ring? You'll always look at me as showing up in the biggest moment and not vomiting and not Donovan McNabb. Sorry. Donovan McNabb. Sorry, I don't know how that slipped out. Donovan McNabb. Would you rather have a Super Bowl ring or an MVP or a Super Bowl MVP ring? Or would you rather have a Hall of Fame ring? Hard. There's only 320 some odd men, okay, that have been enshrined. Oh, this is for all around. I had to do it for you, Otto. TV. Sills, you were right about Deshaun Jackson. He's robbing the Ravens bank. Ravens Union. He put his ATM card in. He put his ATM card in. He looked around. Didn't I say this? Take him one game to get hurt. He's going to look around, go, I don't want to get hit, man. This guy, Lamar Jackson, man, he throws me into contact. I'm not playing, wait, sniper. Sniper. A sniper hit Deshaun. I knew this. I looked over at my wife. I go, looks like a sniper hit Deshaun Watson. She's like, yeah, this guy was looking for a moment to go down. What a joke. Jalen runs when he has to or does the 4th and 1 push. Hey, Boneyard. I just, somebody vomiting in the bucket like Donovan. I don't know, Let me just say that, hey, Boneyard, when you have a general and you're getting ready to go into a foxhole and you're ready to go to battle, is this how you want General Schwarzkopf? Desert Shield. All right, man. We've got to go and get the Republican Guard. Are you ready? Yes. God! I don't know. If I saw my general throwing up before we had to go fight the Republican Guard at Desert Shield, I don't know. I don't know. Deshaun, 1 touchdown. Dude, he was a great football player, though. He really was. Deshaun was a heck of a football player. Heck of a football player. Heck of a football